Anybody here raise chickens? You raise chickens? So you know this. I think most of you will know this. But I'm going to say it anyway. Because you take a fertilized chicken egg and you put it in an incubator, what do you get after 3 weeks? A chick. Uh, you take an unfertilized chicken egg and you put it in an incubator for 3 weeks. What do you get? A rotten egg. Because you all know, sisters and brothers, that a fertilized egg and an unfertilized egg, although they look exactly the same, are indeed very different things. Different biologically, different physiologically, different ontologically. Very different things indeed. I bring this up, sisters and brothers, because you will recall about a year and a half ago, the Supreme Court in Alabama found that all those embryos were created in the course of IVF procedures, are indeed children and have the rights of children. And you can imagine the social media kind of response to that conclusion. I remember one meme on the social media with a whole rack of eggs in some supermarket someplace. And the message of the meme is that in Alabama, that's a rack of chickens. And these are educated people. They certainly should have known. Deep down, they did know there is a big difference between an unfertilized egg and a fertilized egg. And you know what happens when you point out the obvious to people, huh? You know what happens in social media when you point out the obvious. Oh, you get all sorts of names thrown your way. Oh, he is not interested in the welfare of our people, but in their ruin. It ended up being moot, actually, sisters and brothers. The Alabama legislature found that while these might be human organisms, they are the property of the people who produce them. So some human organisms are persons, huh? And some human persons in Alabama are property. And it's easy, sisters and brothers, yes, to embrace falsehood when you decide someone doesn't matter. Our Lord Jesus Christ has come to set the earth on fire. And fire does a lot of things. Fire gives us light. Fire gives us warmth. And indeed, sisters and brothers, we hope to fill our hearts with the warmth of his love. But fire, sisters and brothers, and you know this too, fire also brings burning. And Jesus Christ, sisters and brothers, the way and the truth and the life, sends fire on the earth to burn away all our falsehood and all the sinfulness that follows from those falsehoods. Another example. When we look at our news feeds, we see that there are folks these days who are being arrested at courthouses and government offices and schools and farms and even churches because they look a certain way. And because they look a certain way, they can be designated as gang members and denied due process. And even if they're citizens, find themselves deported. Sisters and brothers, it's easy to embrace falsehood when people don't matter. Do you think that I have come to establish peace on the earth? No, I tell you, but rather division. Our Lord comes to bring fire upon the earth, to burn away our falsehoods, our doubt, our equivocation, and all the sinfulness that follow from those. He wants to burn those out of us. And to let him do that, sisters and brothers, we need to rid ourselves of every burden and sin that clings to us, while keeping our eyes fixed on Jesus, the leader and perfecter of our faith. He wants to draw us out of the pit of destruction, out of the mud of the swamp. We are called to live in the truth. And living in truth, sisters and brothers, is difficult because living in truth is rarely popular. Oh, he has come to set the earth on fire, and how he wishes it were already blazing. This week, sisters and brothers, let us make it our effort to let Jesus set a fire in our hearts, to burn away all of our falsehoods, all of our doubts, all of our selfishness. And so burn away all the sinfulness that follows, so that we may not grow weary and we may not lose heart. Praised be Jesus Christ, now and forever.